Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Sal's Musings. So, as you can see by the title, today's topic is The Mandalorian, as it has just finished its first season, and I've finally watched it. You know what? They really upped the ante in the last two episodes of this. I very much have been enjoying this series, especially as it got a lot of the post-Endor during the Imperial collapse era. So much so that the level of detail in this as well with... So if you've watched it, you've noticed that at the very beginning and the course on when you have dealings with this Imperial governor, you notice that the Stormtroopers haven't been cleaning their armour, they haven't been keeping it gleaming, it clean, and there seems to be a very lacklustre attitude with the Imperial soldiers. They're still trying to do their jobs, but when they are just stood around doing nothing, it's like that they are... Why are we here? Why are we on duty? What are we doing? And so, this very much shows that there's been a very breakdown of discipline in the Empire. The Imperial commanders don't command the same respect they once did. Now, considering what happens in the last two episodes, I think this was done deliberate to put people under a false sense of security. Especially seeing as when you get to one of the episodes, proper Stormtroopers turn up, as in gleaming armour, ready and willing to fight at attention, as well as some Death Troopers. Now this also had some interesting bits because it also brought E-Web blasters back into the fray, and I'm really happy about that. It's a bit of the lore that has been ignored a hell of a lot, and the Moff even gloats about it, about some of the models that it's been used on, and I'm like, yes! And it's just a bit at the end of of episode 8 as well. I'm not going to spoil it. If I tell you the name of what it is, you'll know, but there's a bit where, you know, all said and done, Mandalorian's flying off into the distance, and then it pans back to a TIE fighter that's been knocked out. As this guy cuts his way out of a TIE fighter. Originally I was thinking, okay, so they've made him force sensitive. That's why he wants the kid to train him. No. Different lightsaber, not an Inquisitor's lightsaber. So it's nice to know how that's going to tie in with the rest of the series. I do wonder where they're going to do with that, especially considering the significance of the item in question. I'm not going to tell you the item. You're going to have to watch it yourself to find out. But, you know what? As the meme that I put out several while ago, I'm just going to pop it up. Yeah. Sorry, getting a bit tongue-tied. We're just going to pop it up on screen for you all to see that. Yeah, so that is Star Wars. This is what Star Wars should be. A properly told story that doesn't have any of your real-world elements. It has some relation into it, fair enough. For example, the reusing of old Wild West tropes, especially with some Clint Eastwood callbacks. There are a few contradictions with Legends material, but you've got to understand that in this era, the Mandalorians were really rediscovering themselves. And this is done really well. It does it justice. It is a nod to the original trilogy and the Legends material, and quite frankly, if they can produce more stuff like this, it does give me hope again for Star Wars. After the mess we've had that was the sequel trilogy, I do think now they should have taken more time before they decided to embark on 3 new movies, but then, well, Disney obviously wanted a cash grab. But yes, ties the story together at the end really well. And god damn it, Jon Favreau, you actually got me to feel emotion for an IG unit. An IG unit. If any of you know the history of the IG units, or specifically IG-88, he will be getting his own lore video, especially seeing as what he was planning, and he laughed in the face of Palpatine as well. More on that later. I never thought I would feel anything for an IG, especially something positive. Now, granted, it would be more of, I like to see where the little bastard is going, pardon the language, but this actually was like, oh no. There's a couple of reveals in the last episode, you've got to watch it to find out. Bacta is a thing again as well. Great, it means I've now got to put captions Legends E/EU in my Bacta video I've been doing, but hey, I'm actually really happy. So yeah, check out The Mandalorian. So this next section has been done a few weeks after my initial recording on The Mandalorian. So a few things I've had a chance to think about. So it very much does seem that Mando's clan is a clan of Mandalorians separate to many others in that they believe that they should never remove their helmets. As you know, other Mandalorians such as Jango Fett, and despite what they have tried to say, I do still consider Jango Fett to be a Mandalorian, raised by Jaska as a true Mandalorian, and yeah, I do very much believe him and his son are actually Mandalorians because they follow the way of the Mandalorian warrior culture, minus the removal of the helmets. Well, Boba Fett does keep his helmet on most of the time. But Mando's clan very much does seem to not allow anyone to see their face. Once the helmet goes on, they only remove it when in private. And if an enemy or that themselves remove it in front of anybody else, they're no longer a Mandalorian as far as they're concerned. Which is fair enough, because there were Mandalorian warrior clans in the Mandalorian warrior culture that did this. Another thing I want to address, in my video about the Mythosaur, I'd said that if they got cloned, perhaps they'd have new battle mounts. Now, something I want to address is that someone in the comments did say that, oh, them riding the Mythosaur is now canon again. Here's the thing, that's Disney canon. In the Disney canon, they read the Mythosaur. In the Legends EU canon, and my own personal head canon, they never read the Mythosaur. They killed them in melee combat to prove that they were the stronger warriors, as the Mythosaur was seen as the answer to their warrior culture, a sign that this world was theirs to tame. Just to address something there. Granted, if it was a correction, I would have been fine with that, but I just kind of wanted to address that little fact there. But thanks for pointing that out to me anyway. Anyway, that being said, check out The Mandalorian. And I'll catch you on the next episode of whatever I put out. Take care, Lore Seekers, and have a good day.